I'm here at the waterfalls, Kravice, next to Medjugorje, and I'm with, what's your name?
Talitha.
And where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
When did you hear the first time about Medjugorje in your life, and what did you think?
I heard about it when we were researching about our Europe route that we're doing this time, like Croatia and Bosnia and these places that we're going to, Montenegro. And I heard about it. I've never heard about that before. We're not Catholic people. We don't really study about that. But I've been to Fatima because I was traveling in Portugal. And I heard about Medjugorje and we decided to come. And then, so we did. We climbed the hill. It's a short climbing, but it's steep and it was very hot and the rocks are a bit slippery. It's a bit hard and I could see some old people climbing and not complaining about it. It was intense, and when we got there, all I could think of was in Jesus' time they would climb hills, they would cross long distances with no technology, no fresh water, no technological hats to relieve your the heat and all the weather, well, intense periods that might come. And well, they had to be spiritually very strong back then, probably. And I was thinking about those kids. Were they playing up the hill? Did they live up that hill? What happened? What the circumstances was for them to be there and eventually get to see the Virgin, Our Lady of Medjugorje. And I was thinking about their hearts. They were probably pure-hearted to deserve to see that and to meet the lady. And and it was intense. We could feel like this energy. Everybody was very quiet and praying, and all I could think of was just to be thankful for being there in such a young age, because there were lots of old people like doing that and small kids that were suffering from the heat and the dry weather. And I was very thankful for being there, for feeling that energy, and for having the family I have, for having whatever, all the graces that we get every day and we take it for granted. And it was intense. I think people should go there, and it's also a quiet place. Much quieter than the one in Portugal that I've been. That was all about churches and it was like an empire. And here it's like, it's bucolic, it's idyllic. It's something that you just feel yourself. It's like you and yourself and the energy around, and it's quiet. And
you feel the presence of the Holy Spirit, we call it in the Catholic Church, and the peace. You feel the peace there?
I feel, well, I climbed up the mountain, I felt really peaceful and thankful. Much better than the time that I went to Fatima. That was like big and crowds, and Medjugorje was tighter and was more intense because everybody was there, like just praying and feeling, and just each one of us, and this spiritual energy around there was.
You went also to the main church, Saint James Church?
No.
Just the apparition hill?
Yeah, we just climbed up the hill. I just wanted to be like quiet and alone and feeling that with no structures, no rituals, nothing.
Just the raw experience of Medjugorje, of the mountain, or apparition hill. And what would you tell people? Should they come to Medjugorje to see it?
Definitely. If they want to see and feel something quiet, I think it was really worth it. It was intense. I loved it.
And how is it for you now? Here you are here at the waterfalls. We have them behind. it's a good change, no? You have this spiritual experience, and now here the nature, the beauty. How is it to be here now?
It's great to be here. It's lush forests and lush waterfalls.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful. We're enjoying it.
A big tour. What
yes.
is your?
Yes, we'll have a 18-day tour.
18 days tour. And what did you do, and what will you do now?
We've been to Montenegro. We've been to Zagreb, to Paris, to Montenegro, and now we're heading to Hvar.
Okay,
we've been to Dubrovnik, we've been to Split, we've been lots of Sarajevo, and then that was intense as well.
How was Sarajevo? Can you explain to people who watch this, because these are all the cities surrounding Medjugorje. How was Sarajevo for you?
It was different than I expected. I expected a cold place, cold, not weather talking.
Mostly cold.
Yes, I was expecting like more, how can I say, more Slavian, more, well, harder and a bit colder. And eventually when we got there, it's a place very rich, historically very rich, and you can still see the marks of the bombs, and people talk about it in different ways. Like people that were kids at the time of the war would talk about it. Well, you know, it was kind of fun because we had to hide and we didn't have to go to school and we were not really understanding what was going on. And older people would say, well, that was harsh, it was heavy, we didn't have food, it was. And then we went to the tunnel that you cross underneath the airport track. It's intense, and well, downtown is beautiful. It's very historically rich, and you can see the mixing of cultures. There is Islamic culture, which really softens the place, and it's something that I wasn't expecting. Because when we come from the West, we don't think about Eastern people being, well, I mean, soft and loving, and we could see that. It was very different than we expected.
How was Dubrovnik?
It was amazing. It was historically rich as well. Not that many conflicts, but well, luxury places. There is the Adriatic, but it's amazing. It's blue, and the water is surprisingly warm. It's very good to swim, and then we could climb and dive from the rocks that stand really close to the walls of Dubrovnik. It's something that, well, you don't do everywhere, right? So.
And now you go to Split, or you have been in Split?
We have been to Split.
And if you compare Split, explain a bit the city of Split.
Well, Split is older. Split is something because you have ruins from lots of periods. You had ruins from like the 5th century, and then you have ruins or more preserved ruins from the 16th and 15th century, and they're all there together, and there are new places close to old places, and ruins and old buildings that still work. It's very rich. It's very rich.
By going also, no?
Yes.
And at the end, what would you tell people? Why come to the region here, to the Balkans and to Medjugorje?
Well, it's a very beautiful trip, and it's rich. It's rich in so many ways. We're enjoying it a lot.
You're enjoying it a lot, and you're here with your husband now?
Yeah.
Both from Brazil?
Yeah, from Brazil too.
And you liked it a lot?
Yeah.
How is it for you?
For me, everything is really special, but I like a lot of the story. And at the time of the wars in the Balkans, I am studying at the college, and so we just saw on television, and here you can see where everything happens. And the place is really beautiful. The trip is really beautiful. The valleys, the mountains. So I just say everyone can come here and be a good time.
Yeah? Thank you so much for that beautiful interview.